Bobby, you know what's really creepy?
No, I don't. Could you please tell me?
The fact that when this comes out, we're going to be eating, like, our body weight turkey.
That's a lot of turkey. I didn't order that much turkey.
Oh, man.
That's
you
a
ruined
lot.
the holidays already. How much turkey did you get?
Like a 20-pounder?
It's not enough.
I think that's plenty.
That's not enough.
2 pounds per person is what they say.
Is what they say? Who's they?
The internet. The pilgrims.
Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, today we're talking about Thanksgiving
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
being creepy, but also Black Friday being creepy. Black Friday's always been creepy to me, but we're going to...
It's very odd.
It's very odd, the placement of it. But guess what?
What?
You know how last time when we did Halloween is creepy and I gave you a history lesson?
Yes.
I get to do it again today.
Oh, wonderful.
I know how much you love history.
Love it. It's my favorite thing about history.
Thing in the whole world.
My favorite thing in the whole world. I love learning about the past.
History. But also for the visual and audio listeners, I dropped some new merch this weekend.
Woo!
In
Merch.
celebration of Black Friday capitalism.
Oh. It's all about that all-powerful dollar.
Yeah, apparently. So, yeah, there's new merch. I'm wearing it right now. Bobby is not.
Nope. I'm wearing
He
a
is
plaid
unsupportive.
Thanksgiving-themed shirt.
Bobby's wearing a Thanksgiving-themed shirt, and I'm wearing my new merch. So go check it out. It's www.laurenzside.com/merch. It is a brand new, like, working with brand new people and a brand new collection, brand new materials. I'm very hands-on on it. It's brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new. We're doing a totally new, I don't even know, I guess restructuring.
Yeah.
New rebranding,
Upgrading.
restructuring of the merch line. And this is the first drop of
I like it. You're
in
wearing
like
it.
a year. Yeah, it's very comfortable.
It is comfortable.
It also expands for Thanksgiving.
Expandable material.
Expandable,
Breathable.
Oversized, light. I like it. I love
It
it.
is.
That was my one thing. I was like, give me
Comfy.
something that's the most comfortable material. And they delivered. So anyway, I'm giving you a history. I'm giving all of you a
we're
history
starting with
lesson.
history?
We're starting with history because we can't talk about a
Sit
subject
back and
unless
relax and enjoy.
unless we thoroughly understand the history of it. Or so they say.
Let's go. History
Do you
me
know?
up.
Do you? Well, as I was reading the history of this, I remember being taught it in school.
The history of Thanksgiving?
Yes, but off the top of my head, if somebody had asked me before I had refreshed my memory, I would have been like,
Wasn't it the Pilgrims trying to make peace with the Native Americans by like
kind of.
giving them
Do you
a meal?
remember the main Native American's name? Because I didn't until I read it, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot about that guy.
It starts with an S.
Yes, it does.
It's not
That's more than I remembered.
It's not Sasquatch.
Like,
I know it's
it was with Bigfoot.
It's not Sacagawea.
No, that was a woman, and that it's Sacagawea.
I know. My brain, it's hard to remember.
Squanto.
Squanto.
I was like, oh yeah, that guy.
You know why they named him Squanto?
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I did not learn that. Okay, so I wrote in bold the nicer history of Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Because later on, I'm going to tell you the continued dark history of Thanksgiving after this. But this part was the nice part, and that's what we celebrate.
That's what they say. If this is the truth.
Yeah, I will say there are some scholars that don't know if this Thanksgiving feast, this first Thanksgiving feast, actually ever happened.
Yeah, I'd put it about 50-50 odds.
So we're just kind of going
knows?
off what people have told us
Could be
over the years.
Fiction or nonfiction.
We're not sure. But apparently in September of 1620.
Good times.
Not
really.
Not at all. A small ship called the Mayflower
Heard of this.
left Plymouth, England, carrying 102 passengers.
Wasn't it Plymouth Rock? Or is that where they landed?
That's where they landed.
And
then
they just renamed it?
They just renamed it. They were like, we don't know any other names besides the town we just came from.
Yeah.
And this is a rock. It's Plymouth Rock. So there's 102 passengers, made up of an assortment of religious separatists seeking a new home where they could freely practice their faith, and other individuals lured by the promise of prosperity and land ownership in the new world.
Land.
After a treacherous and uncomfortable crossing that lasted 66 days.
Wow, 66 days.
2 months of your life just try to cross the ocean.
I mean, yeah, it's all powered by sails
Stuck
and wind.
in a boat for 2 months. It's probably not a very big or comfortable boat. They dropped anchor near the tip of Cape Cod, far north of their intended destination at the mouth of the Hudson River. 1 month later, the Mayflower crossed Massachusetts Bay, where the Pilgrims, as they are now commonly known, began the work of establishing a village at Plymouth. Throughout the first brutal winter, most of the colonists remained on board the ship, where they suffered from exposure, scurvy, and outbreaks of contagious disease.
Good times.
Only half of the Mayflower's original passengers and crew lived to see their first New England spring. Yeah, they landed in like Boston area. It's probably the worst area that you could have landed in.
Couldn't go down to
Couldn't go to Florida.
They'd have been loving it. Except for all the gators.
The gators. They could have eaten them.
What are these? Dinosaurs?
Giant lizards. In March, the remaining settlers moved ashore, where they received a visit from a member of the Abenaki tribe.
Abenaki, I believe.
Abenaki? Okay.
I think it's Abenaki.
Okay, the Abenaki tribe, who greeted them in English. Several days later, he returned with another...
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently.
They knew English?
Yeah. Well, this was like post-Columbus.
Oh, yeah, duh.
So they might have learned it from people who had already
Didn't he
come
say in
over.
like 1400 or something, Columbus? 1492,
I don't know what's the rhyme.
I thought it was 1492. That's the number.
I just know the last number's 2.
Pretty sure it's 1492.
We're very educated over here. When are we going to need to know this? I
Now.
can just Google it. Yeah, right now. Several days later, he returned with another Native American, Squanto, a member of the Pawtuxet tribe. I'm butchering all of these. I'm very sorry. Who had been kidnapped by an English sea captain and sold into slavery before escaping to London and returning to his homeland on an exploratory expedition.
Exploratory expedition.
Squanto taught the Pilgrims, weakened by malnutrition and illness, how to cultivate corn, extract sap from maple trees, catch fish in the rivers, and avoid poisonous plants. He also helped settlers forge an alliance with the Wampanoag.
Let me say it. I think I know how to say it. Yeah,
Wampanoag?
Wampanoag.
A local tribe, which would endure for more than 50 years and tragically remains one of the sole examples of harmony between European colonists and Native Americans. Is the only one. The only good one. That's so sad. In November 1621, after the Pilgrims' first corn harvest proved successful,
It's gone.
the governor organized a celebratory feast and invited a group of the fledgling colony's Native American allies.
There was a governor already?
Apparently.
They're already getting political?
Including the Wampanoag chief. Now remembered as America's first Thanksgiving, although the Pilgrims themselves may not have used the term at the time, the festival lasted for 3 days. How come ours doesn't?
We need people to work and go to Black Friday.
Yeah.
Spend their hard-earned dollar.
Historians have suggested that many of the dishes were likely prepared using traditional Native American spices and cooking methods. Because the Pilgrims had no oven and the Mayflower's sugar supply had dwindled by the fall of 1621, the meal did not feature pies, cakes, or other desserts, which have become a hallmark of celebration. This is the last little bit. Abraham Lincoln, in 1863, at the height of the Civil War, established Thanksgiving as a national holiday for the final Thursday in November. And it was celebrated on that day every year until 1939, when Franklin D. Roosevelt moved the holiday up a week in an attempt to spur retail sales during the Great Depression. Roosevelt's plan, known, I don't even know this word, derisively? As Franksgiving, was met with passionate opposition. And in 1941, the president reluctantly signed a bill making Thanksgiving the fourth Thursday in November. And that's where it is now.
Interesting.
That is the history. That is the nice history.
When I think of history, I always think like this. Everyone who came before us was probably not as smart as we are now, or in different ways. Or I like to look at
Way to
things.
stereotype. Way to put down the dead, Bobby.
I try to look at it like I don't put these people on a pedestal. Everyone's like, oh, our great founding fathers. And it's like, they were just people like us and far less educated and far less informed of.
And far more racist.
Yeah. I don't know. I just try not to like think of all these people from the past as like, oh, these great forefathers and people. It's like,
was I doing that?
No. I just think that
love the forefathers.
They put this like the way they
the way that it was
remembers
written.
people.
Yeah, I didn't write that, by the way. I was reading from the internets.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in short, which I probably should have just said anyway, was basically the group of people came over, landed in the wrong spot, half of them died.
Just landed in a very harsh climate.
And then the Native Americans were very nice to them and taught them how, to survive and thrive and build up their communities. And I'm sure, as we learned later down the line, they did not reciprocate that.
No, not at all.
I don't understand.
Saw that as a weakness, apparently.
They're like, oh, these people are too nice. Basically, the whole point of Thanksgiving was supposed to be being like the Pilgrims were thankful to the Native Americans for helping them survive and learn how to live on the land.
Yeah.
So they threw them this feast. Apparently, we don't know.
We want to throw you a feast, but we don't know how to cook anything. We don't have anything. Can you do everything for us? And if you don't mind, we're just going to take some of this land that you have. We have more people coming. So we're really thankful for you, though. Appreciate it.
Turkeys also weren't like everything that they had during their feast. I found was like obviously not what we have nowadays. Yeah. I don't know how that began. I'm assuming it has something to do with like grocery store chains or some sort of food capitalism.
I bet maybe like turkeys maybe
are in season.
No, there's. I wouldn't say in season, but maybe it's like a good time to get them.
It's a good time to get them.
Maybe a lot of them die off during
maybe
the winter.
Yeah, maybe that's how it started.
And they're nice and plump right now, so they're like, oh, these big birds are good to go.
How did the rest of them come about then?
What? Like
the rest of the food. So what else? There's mashed potatoes,
probably
stuffing.
Different cultures bring.
I feel like people
are
literally like, what's the heaviest, most comfort food? Oh, bread.
Hearty.
Let's cube up the bread and make it into a casserole. What else are heavy? Potatoes? Yeah, let's whip them up with cream and butter. I don't know about you guys, but I started a tradition where I include mac and cheese because if we're throwing in comfort food, that's like the ultimate one for me. So we throw that in too. Because,
biscuits.
Yeah, biscuits. Oh my
Gravy.
God, so much carbs. So many carbs are coming our way.
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts we do.
Carrots. Corn.
Cranberry sauce, but I do not like regular cranberry sauce, like homemade cranberry sauce. I like the canned jelly stuff that's probably terrible for you. It's so good though. Oh, and little fun fact, if you have leftovers, one of the best things that I learned how to do with leftovers was to create a cranberry mayo.
You've had it with me. It was good.
So you mix cranberry. It works particularly well with the canned cranberry, but you probably do it with cranberry sauce. You mix it with mayo, and then you either use it as a spread on sandwiches, or you can mix in chopped up turkey, like shredded turkey, if you can shred it up or blend it up.
Turkey salad.
And it turns into a turkey salad with cranberry mayo.
Yeah, I think
I made that last year.
I love making leftover sandwiches the next day with the biscuits.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. Big fan of that.
Yeah, I think I enjoy the leftovers even more than the regular meal.
Yeah.
Because by the time I get to it, I'm already like halfway full with all the hors d'oeuvres. I always make a charcuterie board.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of the only bougie things I like to do.
I smoked the turkey last year on my grill, and I really enjoyed that. I'm excited to do that
we're smoking the turkey on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
What other...
Things have changed throughout
what Thanksgiving traditions do you remember as a kid that you liked? Or still like?
So... back in the day when I was growing up, we would go to my grandparents' house and everyone would go there and we'd cook and we just hang out, watch football, play ping pong, eat food. Simple. But it was nice because it was our little tradition and every year we did it. And then when they passed, our families kind of went their separate ways with celebrating. And then, my cousins and, we all got older and had our own family. So everyone kind of started doing their own thing. Yeah, things have changed. One time we went, when my grandparents were still alive, we went out to a restaurant for Thanksgiving.
And weren't we dating? Weren't we just dating at
Maybe.
that point?
I
Because I remember you complaining to me about this.
hated it. It felt so lazy. And listen, I understand now that like we host it. It's it's a lot of work to do. Thanksgiving, we like.
Well, we found ways to make it easier.
The
now.
best thing to do, if you can afford it, is to get it not catered, but order the food from somewhere else, and then you just heat it up. Like,
Yeah, that's
why you have to go?
That's what we did last year, and it was really. Now that we have a kid, I want to like be with Melody.
Because what we found was
in the
you're just. I get it. You're busy cooking all day, and you're not able to enjoy the holiday. So just spend some of that hard-earned money on food that's made probably better than you're gonna make it, and all you got to do is throw it in the oven.
Yeah, I wonder even how much more expensive it actually is, because when you have to make everything from scratch, you have to buy so many.
You have to make it, and then you have to put in the time, which I get. And if you enjoy doing that,
it
all the more
depends.
power to you. But if you want to have more free time and enjoy your family, then get it ahead of time and just heat it up. Or what we do is we get most of it. We pick it up, the food, and heat it up, and then I do the turkey, or we'll do like a few things ourselves. So
yeah,
but like the simple stuff like stuffing and mashed potatoes and the sides and the Brussels sprouts, the veggies, the things that are just that are like a hassle to prepare and do. Why not just heat it up?
it's just in general. It's supposed to be a day that you. It's supposed to be a day that you spend with family.
Yeah,
and if you're usually like your mom and whoever is stuck in the kitchen, you're not seeing them until after the dinner, unless you're going in there and helping. And I was always staying clear, so I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. I think growing up, I didn't really even like, I liked Thanksgiving because I got to like hang out with my cousins and stuff,
same.
but it wasn't, I liked Halloween way more. And
I think
Christmas
why I
way
liked
more.
Thanksgiving was because I knew Christmas was like that much closer.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the food.
I liked eating, but then that's it.
I like football, so I get to watch
I don't
3
care about
football games.
The thing I do like watching the parade now.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? But I need to be I won't just sit and watch the parade. I think that's super boring.
Yeah.
I like having it on while I'm making my charcuterie. So while I'm doing the appetizers in the morning before people come,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind doing stuff. But when everybody's there, it sucks because people are trying to talk to you and you're trying to also do a bunch of
Concentrate on
things. I would
cooking,
rather concentrate
preparing.
on talking with them and
Drinking
spending
wine.
that time.
Yeah.
And drinking wine.
Exactly. Yeah, we've learned and we're able to do that, and it works out great for us.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind making a couple things. It'd be easier if Melody was maybe older. And
It's
wanted
good
to
if
hang
everyone
out in the
helps.
kitchen. That too, or if everybody wants to help.
Or if people bring food, it's hard. I get it.
That would be.
But going back to like, I understand. It's work to do, but it's literally you're doing it once a year, where you're doing this big meal.
Yeah.
And then over in
Well, then you could look at it the same way and be like, once a year, you can't just suck it up and cook everything.
I know.
once a year.
No, goes back and forth. But it's funny because we went to the UK a couple years ago, and we went to a Sunday roast, whatever that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Basically Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Pretty
Every
much the same
Sunday.
foods. And they do it every Sunday. They get
That's
together.
insane.
It is, but when you do it all the time, you get used to it and you know how to do it, and you're probably
Yeah, but then it's not special.
it's special because it's more frequent.
Not to me. Like, this is the one time every year I know I'm gonna get the exact
Yeah, but it's
same
so much
meal.
pressure on one day.
Yeah.
Whereas if you spread it
Then
out,
make it epic, Bobby. Step up your game.
yeah. So I'll never forget when we went to the restaurant. Absolutely, I get it. It's super convenient, but it just felt
It's weird because
I
it's
like
not
traditions.
your family vibe. It's
Exactly.
like you're out in public. With
You're out
people.
going to eat, and it was just very odd.
I also feel bad for the wait staff that has to work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're getting decent money, but
Still.
no, true. I like traditions, and especially, when my grandparents passed and then they went away, it made me really appreciate them even more so. It's like, oh, that'll never happen again. We will never have this again. So I definitely
We
was
will never
more.
have this again.
I was more aware of it as they were getting older. I was appreciating it more and realizing like this is probably one of the last, and it was
Sad.
eventually. Yeah, it is.
It was eventually.
So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy the time with your family as much as you can. Don't talk about politics and all that fun stuff.
Why
It's
did they
always
do
fun.
that? Why did they do elections right before a giant family
tradition.
meal that that everybody's
Argue.
gonna fight about? I can't remember having a big. I feel like Thanksgiving is also notorious for having big family blowouts.
It's because everyone's together trying to make this meal and getting mad at each other, and it's usually The women are in the kitchen cooking, and
Well,
the guys
also, it's
are.
the first time that you're usually seeing some of your extended family.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, what's going on? Why are you still single?
Yeah.
Like, who'd you go for?
Yeah.
And it's always like some instigator family member that just makes it way worse. I can't remember any blowouts that I was a part of. Our family's
same.
been pretty tame.
I also feel like, and I mean.
Oh, the drinking doesn't help, probably.
Yeah. But to me, it feels like and it could just be because I'm older now, but I don't remember politics being such a hot topic of debate until
It wasn't.
as of
I'm pretty
late.
sure a lot of even the older generations have said it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm
you
sure.
kept to yourself.
Yeah,
You
and I'm sure it
voted
has
for
to do
who
with
you
social
voted
media
for,
as well.
And it wasn't. Yeah, social media probably made it worse because now you know
Everyone,
everybody's view.
everyone
on
who's a
everything.
part of it made it worse.
Yeah, I can't remember growing up. I don't remember, but again, I'm sure if they talked about
It was
it, I
more
was
so
like,
like,
I
you
don't know.
told me
what
to
you're
put it in
talking
at 4:25, not 4. Stupid little. You burnt the
about. You
turkey.
burnt the turkey.
I don't get that. How do
I've
you
never burnt.
How
the
do you burn? Are you not constantly paying attention to it?
turkey. How long does a turkey need to be in there to burn?
Exactly.
Like a huge turkey.
You
I feel
forget
like
about the turkey.
I feel like it's in there all day.
I get it. I mean, I get,
You
people get
forget about it.
drunk and they forget about it, but
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you know what they say. As soon as you're done being thankful for things, you got to move on to wanting more.
you're never satisfied.
That's why Black Friday is the next. I just find it so funny that literally you're supposed to have one full day where most people are off work. You're supposed to spend time with family. You're supposed to like
Once that dinner's
thank-
over, buy, go online, shop.
literally the second the dinner's over. I mean, I'm even as bad. I'll like pull out my phone and check out what deals are going.
Yeah. But but they do deals like they start in November. I was getting Black Friday emails in October before
in
Halloween.
October. Oh my god, it's crazy.
It is. It's ridiculous.
There's always. I feel like. Well, we're gonna get into it, but yeah. I think it's just. It's such an American thing that we have a day that's like, oh, like you should relax and spend time with family. Be thankful for all the things you have, and then like the second
Go
it's
buy.
done-
Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
Did you buy gifts? You have all the stuff you need? It's
They're
on
like-
sale. Why wouldn't you buy it? It's on sale.
They're like, don't be thankful for what you have. You need more.
Go wait in line. Buy this.
Fight with people.
Go buy the newest gaming console. Wait in line. And then it ends up not being there like I did.
Is that what happened to you?
So it was when the Nintendo Wii was coming out, the first one.
Yeah.
And I was at Circuit City the day before.
Oh my God, Circuit City.
Or was I?
I don't even know if that's
I think
still
I
around.
was. And I had a friend that worked there, and he said, "Oh, we're getting the Wii's in tomorrow for." I don't even know if it was Black Friday. I'll be honest with you. Trying to think. I don't think it was.
If it was like yeah, that doesn't sound.
No,
right.
it wasn't. I think it was like beginning of December, maybe. But it was the only time I went and like camped out for something. But I went at like 4 a.m. I woke up, got my chair and my blanket, went and sat there. It was cold, so it must have been, around this time. And I went there at 4 a.m. I was like the third person in line. I was like, oh yeah, I heard. It was when like the Wii, the Xbox, everything new was coming out, all the new consoles. So we get there early, and then maybe about 20 people are there waiting, and then the like guy comes to open up the shop. He's like, "What are you all doing here?"
That's gotta be the worst.
And we're like, "Oh, we
Feeling.
heard you're getting Nintendo Wii's." He's like, "We don't have any."
Oh
like,
my
we're not.
gosh.
And people are like, "What?" He's like, "We might have some like I think we have like a couple Xbox 360s that we're supposed to get." And yeah, it was a letdown. That was my one and only time
You camped out.
for something.
And
It was a
it
cool.
wasn't- you
No,
didn't even
actually,
get it.
I'm a liar. I camped out when I was a freshman in college for tickets for a football game because our team was really good and we were playing a really good team, and they like made it this big event, so we all camped out like outside the
That's
stadium.
a little different.
That
You're
was
doing it
cool.
for an
That was
event.
awesome.
Like an
That was worth it.
experience.
It was really cool.
Not something that you're gonna play with for a couple of years and then.
Me and my buddy, we
I don't even know where that
we didn't have a tent, so we took like a blanket and like pillows and stuff, and we tied the blanket like up towards like a guardrail that made
Yeah.
just like a slope. We didn't sleep much at all. It was a rough day.
I don't think anybody who camps out for stuff sleeps much.
Yeah.
Who knows? Except
was
for maybe
rough.
the career people that do it. to like upsell stuff afterwards.
Oh, like the iPhones?
They probably have like a system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the iPhones or just any big thing when they camp. I didn't realize that people do that.
Oh, yeah.
And you can hire people to do it now.
Yeah, that's like people's, well, not jobs, but they can make money.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's cool.
It's smart.
Yeah. You're paying for somebody else's time, so you don't have to do it. Wow.
Cool.
I mean, get that dollar.
Get that dollar and then go spend it now. It's Black Friday. Go.
So I didn't know the history of Black Friday.
Okay.
I figured it was some sort of thing made from retailers.
Like why it's called Black Friday?
Well, that and also
I knew
just
why it was
it
called.
started.
I know
Well,
why it's called Black
wait,
Friday.
I know. We went over this. I did not. So when I read it, I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
And then you asked me, oh, do you know? And I told her, and she's
Yeah,
like, oh,
you disappointed me.
you ruined it.
So the phrase, but did you know where the first phrase was used?
Where it was used?
Or like what was it used for? It wasn't originally used for that day.
Oh, like it was called, like Black Friday meant something else?
Yeah.
When? Like what time?
No. What was it used for?
What event was it used for?
Okay, I'll just tell you.
I'm going to guess around Christmas.
The phrase Black Friday was first coined in 1869
Oh.
to describe the financial crisis after the United States gold market crashed. It then became linked to retail after stores were in the red, in quotes, for the entire year, indicating poor sales, meaning you're in the negatives.
I know.
The day after Thanksgiving, retailers were in the black after the influx of shoppers spent their money on discounted goods. And that's why it's called Black Friday, because it helps businesses that are in the red up
Wait,
until that point.
So wait, 1869, what was the reason?
That's when it was the gold market crashed. They originally were using that term. I guess 'cause it happened on a Friday.
Gotcha.
So they were calling it. I don't know why they were calling it Black Friday though, because wouldn't it be you'd be going to the red? It was just a dark day. So yeah, that's how it started, because retailers went from being in the red to being in the black, meaning that they were good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be in the green?
They don't, well, it's on like Excel or your balance sheet.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. It's just black.
It's black.
Yeah.
That means like
You're
normal number.
Yeah.
And then if it's red, it means negative.
Yeah, I gotcha. The first Black Friday dates back to the 1950s, Philadelphia. The city used the term to describe all of the shoppers from the suburbs that flocked to Philadelphia in the days after Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving is regarded as the official beginning of the United States Christmas shopping season since 1952. That's why the second Thanksgiving wraps up.
They should all, I know some stores like REI and other like stores who think they're like, oh, we're cool. We're a cool brand. They'll close on Black Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know some stores that don't do, they'll be open, but they won't do any sales.
They should stop. It's just so absurd. It's good for people saving money, but they should start it on
So
like.
what do you mean? But it's probably good for stores. Why would they?
But they should do it on Monday.
Oh,
Get rid of
but
this-
everybody's working.
Yeah.
Friday, most people are off,
Except the retail.
except the retail workers.
So, I get it.
So if you can't. That's why Cyber Monday's like kind of on a Monday, because most people are at the
but
office. And
now
then they can hop
that's
on.
changed to just it's
Yeah.
always.
I'm getting to it.
All right, go on.
My history. Oh, so so the reason why it's kind of the official beginning of the United States Christmas shopping season is that it was linked with the idea of Santa Claus in parades. Parades celebrating Thanksgiving often include an appearance by Santa at the end of the parade. So that's how it started. People were like, oh, Thanksgiving's over. Santa and
Christmas is coming.
We can start now. So in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, many Santa or Thanksgiving parades were sponsored by department stores. You know, like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
You don't say.
Which was held since 1924. I don't know why I give you guys all these dates as if you're going to... I mean, it kind of gives you reference of how long ago it was.
Yeah.
You don't have to remember them. I'm not going to quiz you afterwards. Department stores would use the parades to launch a big advertising push. Eventually, it became an unwritten rule that no store would try doing Christmas advertising before the parade was over. Therefore, the day after Thanksgiving became the day when the shopping season officially started. Because as soon as the parade was over, that's when retailers started pushing.
Yeah.
Originally. It's gotten worse now.
Sure has.
Because for many years, retailers pushed opening times on Black Friday earlier and earlier, eventually reaching midnight before opening on the evening of Thanksgiving. I do have some nice memories of me and my cousin
Yeah, I remember you telling me
going
about this.
out at midnight. Like that was our thing because we didn't want to wake up early. We would rather just
Stay up late
and then sleep in
Yeah.
back in the day. So we would wait, and we were together for Thanksgiving, and then we would wait till midnight or whatever, and then get up and go. It was fun.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't have much money. That's why we didn't have much money. So we were like, let's just take whatever money we have and we'll like make the most of it. We'll go get gifts for everybody. And this was before online shopping was as big.
Question.
Yeah.
So, everything goes on sale.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than it was.
Yeah.
Companies then are now profitable.
Yeah.
Why not just keep everything at that price so it's a nice consistent flow of profitability instead of overpricing items?
I don't know. I don't run a business.
I just busted
Because
that one.
I also think it incentivizes people to buy stuff when you're like, hey, it was this price, but now it's this price. And they wouldn't be able to do that if it was low because then they wouldn't make a profit if they lowered it even more.
Yeah.
So it's more of an incentive. Like how many times, I mean, I don't know about you, but how many times I bought something because I was like, I kind of like this, but it's like $5 instead of $20. So I might as well just get it.
You may as well. It's only $5.
Yeah. And then years down the line, I'm like, I didn't really like this. Why did I get this? So,
Yeah, I like, for me, I have always, that's when I buy like a big item because that's when you save the most. When
yeah, that's true.
like a snowboard.
Actually, last year I bought the Dyson hairdryer, which was a good buy because I got
that's what I
discount
find is the best buy. You have like a big luxury type, not luxury, but a big item that you've been wanting, and it's like, oh, it's 25% off, 50% off, and that's when you're really saving money.
Yeah,
not just little things here and there.
Hey, Bobby, you know what's really creepy?
What's creepy?
Trying to figure out meals around this time of year with all the holidays and the stress and the planning.
It's so hard to do.
And that's where today's sponsor, HelloFresh, comes in to help. With chef-crafted recipes and pre-portioned ingredients delivered right to your door. So you can spend less time meal planning and prepping and more time enjoying the holidays.
Busy days and late nights call for more flexibility. That's why HelloFresh has plans that work with anyone's schedule. You can change your preferences, delivery day, and address in just a few clicks. They make it super easy for you.
And not to mention, this time of year is super expensive. So on top of that, HelloFresh helps you save money too.
Hey Lauren, did you know HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout?
I did know that. That's why I like them so much.
Ah, that's great. I think everyone should know that.
So I've been loving HelloFresh recently because, like I said, I am so busy trying to plan for the holidays. We're hosting those. And the last thing I need is to also figure out what we're eating for dinner on top of all of that. And I'm a simple person. I really like any of their burger meals or taco meals.
Oh, they're so good.
It's kind of like you're getting a treat meal, but it's healthier than takeout and it saves you money. And they usually help you cook the onions in a special way or make a secret sauce that you haven't thought about making.
So what I really love about HelloFresh, and now that every plate is also owned by HelloFresh, is that their instructions are so easy to follow. It's almost like playing a game when you're making a meal. They have such a wide array of meals and meal plans to choose from. It's super easy, super simple.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that HelloFresh owns every plate now because we tried both of them and we loved both of them. And now our listeners can enjoy both brands, both with a discount from us. So make sure you go to HelloFresh.com/ZSide70 and use code ZSide70 for 70% off plus free shipping.
70% off?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So go to HelloFresh.com/ZSide70 and use code ZSide70 for 70% off plus free shipping. I mean, come on, that's amazing.
And that's ZSide70. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode of the podcast, America's #1 meal kit. So in 2009, I do remember that Kmart opened at 7 p.m. on Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
In order to allow shoppers to avoid Black Friday traffic and return home in time for dinner with their families. Who's eating dinner that late? When do you all eat Thanksgiving dinner?
I am curious about this. Not only, mostly I want to know what time people watch Titanic. When did you guys watch Titanic?
We watched it last year at night when
After?
everybody left.
So not only I want to know when you guys eat your Thanksgiving dinner, but when do you watch Titanic? Before or after you eat?
Yeah. Oh my God, we still haven't done that.
Just did it.
Just did it. No, we had to skip. You could just be confused until then.
But let me know.
Let him know when
tell
you
me
watch
on Twitter.
Titanic
Let me know
on
what time
Thanksgiving.
you watch Titanic.
As does everyone on Thanksgiving. It's a tradition.
It's one of my favorite parts about Thanksgiving. There are people coming over on a boat.
Like the pilgrims.
Yeah, they're like the pilgrims.
Okay. Oh my God. I don't even know where I was. Oh, okay. 2 years later, a number of retailers began opening at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. on what I can't even function anymore because of what you just said. This is known as Black Thursday. Retailers have received pushback from some consumers over opening on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Shopper opposition to stores opening on Thursday includes the perceived over-commercialization of Thanksgiving.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, what?
Money.
People over-commercialize stuff in America? That's crazy. Retail workers not being able to spend time with their loved ones on the holiday, and Thursday doorbuster sales forcing consumers to sacrifice enjoying Thanksgiving evenings with their families in order to avoid missing out on a highly sought after item, which might not be available again prior to Christmas.
Remember when like Tickle Me Elmo was like the hot toy back in the day and people were like going crazy?
Yeah.
What were some other ones? People would like fight over it.
I mean, video game systems.
It's so dumb. And I always feel really bad for the workers who have to go deal with this insanity. Like, you're just a normal person trying to work at a retail job.
I worked retail one Black Friday, and after that experience, I said I would never work retail again.
Every company should give bonuses to the retail workers of a certain. I don't know.
Oh,
demanding it now.
I think they do because it's time and a half.
It should be double time
because it's a holiday.
It should be triple time.
I think I did get time.
Quadruple time. 10 times.
We also had to work like
crazy
like a crazy hour that day.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all that. I don't like that. I get, private companies, whatever, can do whatever they want. And if people want to go buy stuff, people want to go buy stuff, but it's just not good. What do we...
Yeah,
like you said before, we're going from Thanksgiving where we're thankful for... And
then you're like, bye everybody, we're going to go to the store.
Yeah, and if you have to work on it's just...
It's hard. It's a hard line because like, I understand. I know my mom specifically and my aunt used to camp out to try and get us gifts. And it was because like we weren't not well off, but in order to get all the stuff that they wanted to get us for what they could afford, that was the only way to do it.
Yeah.
So...
I'm not blaming people. I'm blaming the companies.
Yeah.
It's just not. I mean, thankfully now it's a lot easier to shop online, which I think is good.
Yeah. Well, that was the last thing I was going to say was Black Friday shopping in recent years has been on the decline, at least when it comes to physical store locations. According to Adobe Analytics, online shopping set a record on Thanksgiving 2020. Oh, I wonder why.
Duh.
With $5.1 billion in total spending.
Nice.
Which was 21.5% higher than in 2019. But that's kind of a lame statistic because everybody wasn't going out. Most major retailers again closed on Thanksgiving in 2021, with Target stating that its decision would be permanent. Love you, Target.
Yeah, I guarantee that's going to change. I would bet a lot of money.
The small minority of retail chains remaining open on the holiday that year were limited mainly to pharmacies, dollar stores, and grocery stores. Retail categories that traditionally do not hold doorbusters.
Doorbusters. Bust these doors down. I need products.
I can't remember. I mean, I do the same sales. The only thing that you're missing out on is the doorbusters by not physically going there. But unless you're going to be camping out and you need that one high price thing that you wouldn't be able to afford otherwise, there is no reason that you need to swarm stores because every single sale is online now. I
Yeah.
learned that last year when I was looking through. I was like, maybe I should go out on Black Friday. I'm not doing anything. And then I looked and the same sales were in the store that were online.
I wonder if that'll change this year because
Yeah, I
a
wonder.
lot less like pandemic related safety measures are in place, I would assume.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I feel like
I will say it was fun when I was younger, but now it freaks me out.
it's chaos.
It is chaos.
And people go get crazy.
Well, I have stories. Well,
There's always you always see
stories.
videos of people like going absolutely
bad.
nuts.
People have died.
Yeah.
People died for a discount.
For a Tickle Me Elmo. Or a Nintendo
The
Wii.
day after being thankful.
They
for
were
what
not
you
thankful.
have. I mean, I get it. It's harder if you have kids and your kids are like, I want this one thing.
Mhm.
You're like, I can't afford it unless I go wait in line.
Yeah. I
Or it's going
understand
to be
that.
sold out. I mean, even that. I'd be like, Melody, you're waiting.
Yeah.
I cannot get this thing, okay?
Oh.
You're going to have to wait. Learn patience.
I wonder how many people pull a Dwight and like with the Princess Unicorn.
Oh, like buy a bunch. Yeah, of
buy
course.
a bunch of
That's
them. I
how
always do
people make
research
money.
before.
Yeah. That's how people make a bunch. Like, I even know what toys I think are going to be really big because
This year?
Yeah.
What?
There's like a cauldron thing where you can like create your own pet. It looks pretty cool. I would want it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not too on the up and up with toys anymore.
I
figure
know.
most kids just want iPhones and iPads.
Well, yeah,
and
there's
stuff,
that.
tech stuff.
That's always the easy stuff to get that anybody would like. No, there's some like popular toys. What about the turtle that poops?
The what?
The turtle that poops.
The turtle?
That poops.
Why a turtle? And why is
I
it
don't know,
pooping?
because it's teaching people to potty train. We should get one. You feed it, and then it like
A turtle?
a turtle.
Does it look like a? Like
it
a,
has this like long neck. You've never seen this? It's on TikTok,
No, I'm not on
and
TikTok.
it literally goes, like pushes it into a toy.
Is it like a look like a normal looking turtle? Or is it like a cartoony?
It's like
turtle?
a cartoony turtle.
What?
How have you not known about this?
I haven't seen it. I don't.
I just literally just searched turtle toilet, and it
Turtle
came up.
toilet.
It's this thing.
What?
I told you.
Gotta go
Gotta-
turtle. TURD.
What did you think I said?
No, because it's
Oh,
turd. Like
turd. Oh, it's a turd doll.
that's why they made it a turtle.
I like it. I want it. We should get it from.
You better go wait in line and get that pooping turtle.
I don't even think you can buy it. You can only find it on eBay right now. It looks like.
Yeah,
I told you it's a hot item.
people want to see that turtle poop.
Teaches potty training.
You can't just show them yourself.
I remember
Come watch me go to the bathroom.
the other thing that is weird is like all the things I've bought on Black Friday. I don't think I have any of them anymore.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to think of a thing that I bought on Black Friday that I still love and or own. I feel like it's all
I
like
feel like I have like a jacket or like a vest that I bought that was on sale. That's
oh,
where,
I bought the big dresser that's in our bedroom on
Oh,
Black
yeah?
Friday one year. I remember. But I bought it online.
Yeah.
Not in person. So we still have that.
it's a weird conundrum. I get it as a consumer. Saving money is obviously great.
Oh,
I think my biggest gripe is that it's forcing people to go work
Yeah. Choose between
the same day or night of Thanksgiving as a holiday, which
I
is
remember I used to have to, because I had to work Black Friday in retail in New York City. I went for Thanksgiving, but then I had to leave that night and take a train back to New
Yeah,
York
that's
City
just
because I had to
absurd.
get up in the morning to go there, and
Yeah.
it sucked. I remember I was like, this sucks. Like I'm rooting my holiday to go sell something for somebody else, and I'm not even gonna make that much money.
think I worked at the gym that one time and we had Black Friday and we had Black Friday.
Oh, that's right.
sales.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so now we're gonna learn about the dark continued history of Thanksgiving. What
Oh.
happened after that Thanksgiving, and why a lot of people think Thanksgiving is controversial now.
Everything's controversial.
Well, I will say, even if you thought it was controversial, take it back. Take the holiday back. Make it mean something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we already have this day. We have it off work. Make it, I don't know, family day. You don't have to like celebrate the exact way of Thanksgiving, but like use it as a day to be thankful. and relax with your family, spend time with your family. I don't know. I can't tell people how to live their lives, but that's how I would look at it, I guess.
It's the big wigs wanting there to be less holidays so people work.
Yeah, I was gonna say when people want to take away holidays, I'm like, what are you doing?
More. We need more.
We still need that day off though.
Yeah.
So the alliance between the English settlers and the Wampanoag, I think that's how you say it, tribe, became strained over time. I read that. I was like, you don't say.
I wonder.
I wonder whose fault that was. As thousands more English colonists moved to Plymouth, taking over more land, authorities asserted control over most aspects of Wampanoag land. They're like, we know that you were here before us, but...
Well, let me show you how the right way to do this.
But this is the right... Even though we almost died and you tried to save us.
You don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing. We know.
Let the white man show you how to live.
A study published in the journal... I don't know. The Quaternary Science Reviews.
Where? Quaternary Science
Reviews estimated that disease had... I don't know.
Quaternary. That's a thing.
Estimated that disease had reduced the New England indigenous population by 90% by 1620. Oh yeah, I did learn about that. So because they used to give blankets. Oh yeah, wasn't that an evil thing?
Yeah.
Didn't they they used to make people that had this disease
SARS? No,
it wasn't SARS.
Sorry.
No.
Smallpox? That was in South Park.
No, I don't think it was that. It was just I don't know.
Well, yeah, because we had all these diseases.
The English people called it Indian fever.
Yeah.
Which is also racist. They're the ones that brought it over.
That happens a lot even still nowadays with indigenous tribes, ones that don't have contact with the outside world. They don't want to have contact because they know people are going to bring in all these diseases that they don't have natural immunities or immunizations for, and it wipes them out.
That's what happened here.
Because I'm pretty sure I remember hearing this where there was a huge place where all these people in the Amazon, like millions of people.
Yeah.
And then explorers went and gave them diseases and wiped out the whole entire race of people.
Well, I do remember, I don't know if it was this, but I remember hearing something that they had discovered that settlers, to get rid of the indigenous population, would take the blankets that they had used for their sick people and gave it to the Native Americans.
Yeah.
And then thus they got sick from it. Evil. Eventually, Wampanoag warriors responded with raids, and the New England Confederation of Colonies declared war in 1675. The war was bloody and devastating. It is said the death toll could have been up to 30% of the English population and half of the Native Americans in New England. Jeez. The war was just one of a series of brutal but dimly remembered early conflicts between Native Americans and colonists in New England, New York, and Virginia. So yeah, that's why a lot of people think that, I know that a lot of the tribes, the descendants of people from the tribes, on Thanksgiving, they have a day of mourning. It's not a day of celebration because it's basically...
Makes sense.
It's a remembrance of the start of the downfall of them because of that. So I get it. Now I know, because the more you know, then you can understand.
Learn the truth.
The other scary thing about Thanksgiving that I forgot about was how much danger there is in deep frying turkeys and how people just don't. I remember learning they had do you remember they put out a public service video where firefighters were trying to plead with people not to deep fry their turkeys because it's the busiest day of the year for firefighters. They're probably come on, let me just enjoy Thanksgiving with my family.
Just put it in your oven. You don't need to deep fry it.
So each year, at least 60 injuries, 5 deaths, and over $15 million in property damage, and the devastation of over 900 homes are caused by deep fried turkey accidents each year.
You know what's funny?
What?
As you're telling me this, I'm like, I'd like to try this one time. Maybe not at Thanksgiving.
Dangerous, you say? I want to try it.
I've never had deep fried turkey.
I want to taste it, but I don't want to be the one to cook it.
I'm sure the steps are easy to follow if you do it correctly. I'm sure most of the accidents are people who are just winging it.
I'll explain why it happened.
Turkey winging it.
So deep fat turkey fryers are extremely dangerous because they run a risk of spilling hot oil, tipping over, or overheating, all of which can lead to burns, fires, and other injuries. If even the tiniest amount of cooking oil from an overfilled pot or partially frozen turkey touches the burner, it can result in a massive fire. Also, placing a frozen turkey in a deep fryer full of high temperature oil can result in enormous flames climbing up to 10 feet high. This is because once the oil boils the water that's inside the turkey, it causes massive amounts of steam, forcing the oil to boil over. I've definitely seen photos of people doing that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's fine. This is how you're supposed to do it. Oh my God. It would make me very nervous. I would not want anybody to do it on my property.
I know my dad 1 year cooked the turkey on the grill, like not a smoker grill, just a regular grill. And it came out really good.
Oh yeah, I think I was.
You were there for that, yeah. You have a new thing I'm going to try this year with it. I'm going to put it.
Don't burn it.
No. I'm going to put it in like a big tin.
I'm going to laugh when we listen back to this and you're like, how do people burn a turkey? And then
I'm going to put it in a big tin with like a stock and some like a bunch of vegetables around it. I've seen. I'm like, that looks really good.
It's the scariest day for turkeys, I guess.
Well, it's already, they're already.
I feel so bad.
Feel bad for every animal that's
Yeah,
eaten.
it's fair. I mean, you can't just feel bad for turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You have to feel bad for all of them. I do.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're, it's done the right way, which I know probably most of. Yeah, it is. There's a right way.
Without suffering or.
Well, if they're like free range, they have land, they eat like the grass or whatever turkeys eat, or like seeds and I don't.
Seeds.
It's grass. I don't know what turkeys eat, but if they are raised all naturally, I mean, I listened to this farmer, and he was explaining it, and it made a lot of sense how our food animal industry has become so commercialized. And it's not good because they're pumped full of hormones and crap like that. And they're just like these fat animals. Whereas if they grow up and they're free to roam and eat off the land, it works good because not only are the animals healthier and live, a good life, they give their fecal matter goes back and it is good for the soil and it all works harmoniously as it has been. And then corporate America had to come in and make all these terrible food farms and stuff. So there is a good way
I feel like this whole episode has just been us like capitalism. Corporate.
Well, it's not good.
I mean, yeah, the whole thing's been about the whole any holiday is commercialized now.
Yeah.
I had read a bunch of different horror stories, but this was the one that I was like, this is the worst. I think it was the number one on the list. So
nice.
That's the only one I'm going to say.
Let's hear it.
Because all of them are very similar. It's like this person fought this person.
Yeah.
And this person stabbed this person. This was in 2008. A Walmart employee was trampled to death after a mob of Black Friday shoppers broke through the doors and rushed the store. 4 shoppers, including a pregnant woman, were also injured. Also, if you're pregnant, why are you in a mob?
Depends how pregnant you are, but still.
That's fair. Yeah, it depends how pregnant.
Yeah, if you're, towards the end there, it's probably not a good idea, but.
Yeah. But I read that first paragraph and I was like, an employee died? That's even worse because they were forced to be there to keep their job. They're not even getting to shop and get the deals. They're literally just dealing with people, and then you kill them because you broke down the doors of a building. Like,
gotta get in there.
What is going on with people?
That's why they call it doorbuster deals.
This is the one part of Black Friday that I can't understand. The people just getting like crazed. I don't understand. I've never been like that. I've never gotten to that point.
Because you're creating this atmosphere of competition, and you want to get it before someone else does.
A type of person though that wants that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a competitive person, so I would just be like, yeah, I'll be in the back.
I mean, if I was in this situation, I would be trying to. Well, because a lot of people probably just want to get in and get out of there.
Yeah, but also the doors are shut. The store is not open yet.
Yeah.
Why are you being so crazy that you have to break down the doors to get in?
Yeah, I get it.
It's like the I'm special mentality.
Yeah.
Let me in.
We're here. I see you in there.
You're in there.
Let us in.
2,000 people waited outside for the 5 a.m. opening of Walmart, pushing against the door. Nervous employees formed a human chain to try and slow them down to no avail. Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Yeah.
The mob broke the door down and kept running to get the bargains, knocking down employees in the process. The man's death did little to stop the madness. Shoppers were outraged when told to leave because someone had died. It was in New York, of course, in Long Island. When the Long Island, New York store reopened at 1 p.m., it was full within minutes. And then a quote from one of the coworkers of the guy who died said, "I look at these people's faces and I keep thinking one of them could have stepped on him," said a Walmart employee referring to his dead coworker. How could you take a man's life to save $20 on a TV?
Exactly.
Or being mad that you have to leave the store because a human being died due to you guys all trampling him to death. Like, that doesn't not sit well with you. I would be like, holy crap, I may have just been accomplice in this man's death. I need to go home and rethink my life.
It's a scary, sad, sick mentality that overcomes people, and it's just a byproduct of.
Yeah, and I know that there might be some people that are like, well, you don't get it because like you're like people that don't have money. It implies more like they feel like they need to get in there so that they can get things that they wouldn't normally be able to afford. But I'm sorry, at no point, even when I was like a broke college student, would I feel the need to like break down doors.
Yeah, but you don't know that what it's. I mean, yeah, it's insane. It's crazy. I'm not trying to make sense.
And I'm sure
of it.
most of them aren't. And I would. People might be like, oh, what if they're breaking down to go get like food for their families and stuff? That is not what people are getting up on Friday. Sorry.
It's like you
food
just said.
Is usually not the thing that's on
Save
sale.
$100 on a TV or whatever it may be. And
I can't. I just can't fathom needing material things.
It's one of those things that I said before where I think stores should end it and either do it all online.
They're never going to end it.
I know.
Stop living in this fantasy world.
It's just a fantasy world of mine. Trying to make the world a little better.
When people say that everything's so terrible and everything's so bad and nothing's going to get better and nothing matters, it matters on like your level. So like there's things that you can actively do in your own life and the people that you are actually around to make a difference. And I feel like nobody does it because they're just like, well, the whole world's screwed. Why would I do this?
Because you look at the problem as this big problem, you think your little changes aren't going to help it, but collectively it would if everyone tried to do little things here and there to make things better. Yeah. But we just live in this world of, competition and everyone trying to do what they got to do for themselves.
We're ending on a dark note.
I'm just
so excited for Thanksgiving.
I am. I'm excited to watch Titanic.
I'm excited to have the family time. I feel like we haven't had. I like having the excuse
drinks.
To not be bothered by work stuff.
Yep.
To relax, to eat more than I normally would because I have an excuse. I can be like, it's for Thanksgiving. It's fine.
Yeah. It should.
Takes the guilt away from it.
That's what we need to focus more on. And some people are better than other people or in a better situation that they're able to enjoy that time with family more than others. But that's what should be the main focus. Yeah. And I feel like that whenever it comes to the holidays, a lot of some people focus on the negative and trying to like drive somewhere, go somewhere, get stuff. It's like, why can't we just focus on the good stuff of seeing family we don't see often?
I'm trying to get better at that too. Yeah. Well, I've gotten better now, but when I'm in a bad headspace, I'm always like, oh, we have to pack up and drive to this other person's house. We're going to hit traffic. It's going to be, we're not going to get home till it's late.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to prep all this food. I have to get all this done. And it's like, you don't enjoy anything because all you're focused on is the little things that.
Maybe the issue is that we have these days we have so few amount of days to spend with our friends and family because we have this super capitalistic side of work. Whereas over in the UK and they have their Sunday roast every week, they're a little more relaxed and
that's true.
They get to see, and it's not just like all this pent up aggression.
Start a Sunday roast.
Yeah, that's the solution.
We need to
instead of one day of Thanksgiving,
implementing Sunday
roasts every week. You can watch football.
Who's making it?
Whole Foods is.
Okay.
Delivering it
Do
for
they have Yorkshire pudding?
50% off on Sundays.
Do they have Yorkshire pudding?
Sure, they have it all. Yeah, I would say if you're young and you have like your traditional typical Thanksgiving, enjoy it while you can, because it'll eventually probably go away or change. Or if you're later on in life and
Or you're going to have to host it someday and
Yeah.
not get to just do whatever you want.
be thankful.
Be thankful for what you
Be
have.
thankful for what you have.
And don't immediately not.
Just know that someone has it worse.
That's
There's
very
always
true.
somebody who has it worse.
That's good. That's a good thing. Just to remember that.
Just remember someone's got it worse.
Somebody's always having a worse Thanksgiving than you, and somebody's always has less to be thankful for than you.
Yeah. What are you thankful for? What's one thing you're thankful for?
You.
Oh. Thanks.
No, our family.
All right.
Well,
What's
everybody-
one non-typical?
non-family-
What's one
Family,
non-typical thing?
friends.
What's like a very
our house, this job, our listeners,
yeah.
coffee. What's one non-typical thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one.
I got one. I am thankful that therapy is finally working and I can see the world in a way, and this is not sponsored, this part of my speech, but I am seeing the world in a more brighter way, not as like negative and
Yeah.
pessimistic. I'm seeing things and people for like how they are, just taking things as they are, not worrying about things in the future. I don't know. Thankful for this point in my life where I feel this way, because I'm sure at some point things will get crazy and I will lose focus. But right now I'm like in a good spot. So I'm thankful for that this year. Watch me watch this back in like 2 weeks. I'm like, you idiot.
You idiot.
You idiot.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something non-typical, stereotypical thing that I'm
Thankful that you're
thankful for.
even getting to go golfing. The weather's been nice, so you can continue to go golfing until it gets bad.
Thankful for golf because it's giving me because I love sports, but I can't play anything anymore because don't have the time or the people to play sports with. But golf is something you can go play by yourself, practice by yourself, and go play with one other person, really. Or you can just go by yourself and play with strangers. So I know it's more of like a high class thing that, some people look at golf as not good, waste land and all that stuff.
Today.
Yeah, everyone
I
has
don't
to
know what
hate
you're-
on something. But I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I found it and I've been able to play it the amount of times that I have and practice it. It's fun. And I hope one day me and Melody are playing together.
Aw. Nice.
Yeah.
What about me?
You can we've
You
played.
can play with
We've
us.
played a couple times.
Yeah.
But
I like short courses. I get bored after halfway through.
it's fine.
But glad you like it.
I like it.
Cool.
It's a nice competitive outlet other than me playing Destiny 2.
Let us know in the comments below what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
There we go.
And what time you watch Titanic? Before or after
before
dinner?
After dinner. Before after dinner.
Probably going to be after dinner for us this year. At night, maybe.
Yeah. Melody can't.
Yeah, she's not ready for it.
And remember,
Everything is creepy.